Welcome, man. Welcome back to the channel. Real quick, 8:02. What's up, Jesse? Real quick, man. What is going on, man? Today is, I did say 8 o'clock sharp, didn't I, Jesse? My bad, man. 2 minutes late. Shame on me. My bad. Just trying to catch up on a few things, man. Guys, what's today? Thursday. I typically do Tech Talk Thursday on Thursday. Okay, TTT. Now, um, I always go through this, guys. One more day. One more day. Today is what, Thursday. One more day. That's if you're off on the weekend. Okay, a lot of people are off on the weekend, but if you're off on Friday, if you're off on Saturday, good for you. You have a complete weekend off. I'm not so lucky. Okay, I don't have that luxury. So I have to. I have to be at work Saturday. We work every other Saturday. So this Saturday I am on, and next Saturday I'm off, but I might wind up being there anyway. All right, guys, go figure. Today, guys, I got a buddy of mine's coming on. I guess he's gonna jump on board in about 5 or 10 minutes. His name is Jimmy Vaughn. He owns a high performance shop, AllPar Garage. Okay, I told him I wanted to come on, and I guess we can do a little Hemi talk, a little Mopar high performance talk. Okay. Guys, it's a lot of Hemi debates been going on YouTube here lately, man. A lot of people going back and forth. A lot of people have put up a couple of controversial videos. Y'all know what controversial videos is. Uh controversial videos. Videos that you're never gonna get everybody to agree with you, but what I mean by controversial is you may tend to say some things that other folks disagree with. And again, that happens. There's no way around it. So, but I got my man Jimmy Vaughn. He's in the waiting room. So in fact, what's going on, Jimmy, man? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Going on? All right, what's good? You see, you're a little early, so you get to join us, man. We always tend to pick and browse through your website just to let people know what's going on. So you don't mind us doing that, do you?
Oh man, it's all good, man.
I wouldn't call it being nosy. I just call it seeing what you have to offer. This is his homepage, y'all. AllParGarage.com. About us, bunch of pictures of I guess some of the vehicles that they have worked on. A lot of Mopar. From what I'm hearing, they can do anything but a Mopar is a specialty. I recognize this car right here. That is Project Midnight. That may not.
Project Midnight.
Yeah, Project Midnight. I recognize Project Midnight. Yeah,
Rest in peace.
you're going through some things right now. Project Midnight. All right, moving right along, fellas. Installation packages. You have quite a bit to offer here, man. Hellcat package, Trackhawk package, 5.7 Hemi package. Let's dissect some of this. What we got going on here? Hellcat packages. All right. Hey, this is what I want to ask you, man. I went through these already, and what I kept seeing in all of them is that you have like 180-degree thermostat in every single package.
Yeah.
Is that necessary? You have to drop the thermostat rating.
So it helps. I mean, it all comes into, it's all about keeping things cool. So, if you got a colder air charge, you get more oxygen, right? So it's kind of the same thing. You want to keep the engine, make sure that you keep the engine cool. You don't want the engine getting up, 200, 210, 220, up in temperature, because there are tables. So there are tables in the computer's program, and once those temperatures get up to a certain point, it'll start pulling the ignition timing. So our goal is always to keep it out of that window of where it'll start pulling ignition timing, because when you pull ignition timing, you're pulling power. So.
Oh, okay. So it's necessary. It's pretty much
to maximize power. Yes.
What's in it? What's the rating of it from factory? Oh, yeah.
Factory's 203.
Oh, it's 203.
203.
Okay. And I have a hard time understanding what is this PCM unlock modification. Is that legal?
So Chrysler got real smart, So 2015, they know people love to modify the cars. I mean, but whether it's a Ford, a Chevy, a Mopar, Toyota, everybody, they're never, a lot of people are never going to leave their car like the way they drove it off the lot. They're always either want to make it look better, sound louder, be faster. So Chrysler had this big thing where they pretty much said they own the rights to the software on the computer, and like modifying it was, that was a big no-no for them. So they ended up locking it to where on the bootloader, there's no way for you to go in and try to write your own custom file to it. So, people have learned how to backdoor that, and we flash up a different bootloader in there, so that way we're able to flash in whatever file we want and change the calibration in it.
Oh, okay. So, and from your understanding, that's not illegal, right?
No, it's not illegal, man. It's your personal car, man. You bought the car. That means everything that's in that car is yours.
Right. Okay. I'm on the drivetrain shop. That's a category shop. I went on the drivetrain. What you just describing? What you have to offer? I guess.
Yeah, it's just parts. It's parts. We wholesale. We wholesale a lot of parts and stuff like that. So, anything that we install on the car, we can sell. We can sell to to the customers as well.
Okay. Now, I did a story. I talked about it on a video. I've heard of. I read Durango, the new Durango 2021 is going to have a Hellcat in it.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. So that's going to happen. Listen, man, Mopar's got that engine, and listen, they can throw that in whatever they want. They're dropping the 392 Wrangler too, right? You saw that, right?
Yes, I saw. I was going to talk about that.
Now the concept. It's going to happen because there's people that are doing it now already in the aftermarket world. So eventually, there's going to be a Hellcat Jeep Wrangler. They're gonna put that in whatever platform they got, and the Hellcat, the Hemi platform is hot right now.
And that's a good idea for sales, you think? Or what?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sure it's probably not going to be their highest selling, line, because obviously the cost is going to go up on that. But I'm pretty sure like they're going to have good sales off of it.
Okay. Now, man, you're not really in the YouTube world, I guess, the video world. There's a lot of controversial videos going out, circulating out there, as far as the Hemi, the ticking, the repair, the damages. You know what? We pretty much limited at the dealership where we just fix it. We can't. I don't guess we're allowed to dig in and find out what caused it, so to speak, as basically what caused this engine, these rockers to fail, or what caused this bearing to fail. But there's a lot of back and forth, like I say, controversy. Now, I don't want you to disagree or agree with anybody. I didn't bring you on for that. But matter of fact, I see my buddy Dart Hemi in here. He have a whole analysis on what causes. Now, I will tell you this. On one of his videos, I saw there's some lifters out there available, not from Mopar. It has bleed holes already in them.
Right.
I guess it allows oil feed to get through there and keep the.
You talking about on the aftermarket lifters?
Yes, aftermarket lifters.
Oh, the aftermarket lifters are the worst Hemis, right?
Yeah.
Those are the worst lifters, because what you're doing is that's like a big oil leak, so you're bleeding off. Whenever that cam lobe pushes that lifter up, there's a video. So we do shout out to MMX, Modern Muscle Performance, up in Virginia. We do a lot of business with them, and that's who we get to do our custom cam grind. So we can get custom cams and stuff like that. We can design the cam however we want. But he actually did a write-up where he took different manufacturers' lifters and showed it as soon as it comes and that lifter starts coming up in the bore, showing how big of an oil leak that thing starts springing down, back into the oil. Into the oil pan. So definitely, I mean, you get a leak like that internally, you start losing oil pressure. Your oil pressure goes low. You know what happens.
So
they added those holes for extra oiling. That's what they say. That's what they say. But
what do you mean? That's what they say. That's not it, or you don't think?
No, I mean, So the Hemis, the Hemis, the way that the lifters get oiled, they get oiled through down the push rod into the lifter. It's not, it's not like typical how they fill up, in the bore and fill up the lifter and then go up the push rod. The Hemi's reversed. So there's the oil channel that goes inside of the cylinder head. That then there's 2 holes on each rocker shaft, where if the rocker shafts fill up with oil, and then it goes down into the rocker arm down to the push rod down to the lifter.
That's where the feed for the lifter's coming from, or the rocker arm's coming from.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, we don't. We just replace the parts. And you're at the dealer, of course.
We only use OEM lifters. That's all we use. OEM lifters.
Even have they been redesigned? Or a lot of people ask me that. I don't really know the answer. I go to the parts department. They look exactly the same as the ones we take.
So the only one. So obviously with us, when we change cams, we delete the MDS stuff. So we never go back with the MDS lifters. So I haven't seen any of the MDS lifters probably in the last year and a half, 2 years is the last time I saw an MDS lifter. But as far as the non-MDS lifters, they pretty much all the non-MDS stuff, which is pretty much Hellcat and any manual transmission car, they're all using the Hellcat non-MDS lifter. So as far as the MDS lifter, I don't know if they've redesigned it or not. I haven't seen one.
So I want to make sure I'm correct in this. When you get a car in Hemi lifter failure or the failure, you go back in with the exact same lifters that you're taking out, but they're new OEM. You're using OEM lifters. You don't think there's any problem with that?
Oh, you're saying as the general repair?
Yeah, you at AllPar Garage. Y'all
we go back with OEM lifters, but we go with non-MDS. So we don't go back with MDS stuff.
So you basically saying that's what's causing the problem? And so many
9 times out of 10 it is the MDS lifter that will fail on it.
And you haven't had one to come back with any problems, so to speak. So
no.
Yeah.
As long as it's not too far gone, obviously, when you get cam and lifter failure, you get all that metal gets dispersed through the oiling system. So as long as it hasn't been in there long enough to where it started causing damage to the bearings, then you're okay. But obviously, if you get to that point, we're not just talking about a cam and lifter job.
All right, because we just it was a Durango in the shop, Grand Cherokee. 6'4", the 392, I guess. Same problem, low cam, lifter repair. Pulled, of course, the oil control valve, no damage on it. We went back in just like a typical, 5.7 job. I don't think he even dropped the oil pan. So you think there's any risk in doing that, or?
So this is what I found. Like I have no, no scientific evidence yet, because I haven't really taken the time to really tear into one. But what I've come to find is if you get a 5.7 and the cam goes bad, always drop the pan and clean it out. I always drop the pan, clean it out, get all that metal down there, because even just draining the oil out, that that metal gets down there and it gets sludgy down there. All of it's not going to drain out. So drop the pan, clean the pan out, put it up, put a new cam, new lifters. The 392s, for some reason, even if you pull the oil control valve and you don't see big chunks of metal, the tolerances, this is what I'm suspecting. I haven't gone and looked to see what the bearing clearances are between the 5.7 and the 6.4. But every 6.4 that we've done that has had a cam and lifter failure has always come back with bottom end locked up. So anytime we get a 392 in, we pretty much will recommend either we overhaul or we replace the engine.
Wow, we're talking money, man. You might knock people out of out of range. You might knock them out of range as far as
but I mean that you got to kind of be upfront with them, because the last thing you want to do is just sell them on a cam and lifter job, and then a month later it comes back and the bottom end's locked up, and then the end result you're still looking at a motor.
Yeah, I guess if they can afford the car in the first place, I guess repairs are not really. The price of repairs shouldn't be really a factor to them. All right. So, what's going on with AllPar Garage, man? How y'all doing out there?
Man, we've been, thank God, we've been busy, man. We've been
Really?
we've
During
been
during this
crazy busy.
pandemic, we're in the middle of a pandemic,
We
and you
got we
telling
got
me,
even busier during all that.
are you serious?
So people, this time of year, the car shows are going, the tracks are open. We do a lot of the quick stuff. People come in, we'll do headers. People come in, we do a cam. People come in, we might talk on the supercharger. During the wintertime, we do a lot of the bigger builds where, we pulling engines out, trans out, doing complete, overhauls on everything. We'll stroke it out. And, we're doing, 20, 30, $40,000 builds sometimes. And because everything got shut down, because it got shut down, people kind of took that to their advantage to, no shows were going on, no track events were going on. So that gave them an opportunity to come in and get, the bigger jobs done without worrying that they were going to miss an event or anything. So,
Yeah, I went to Caffeine and Octane, 2 Sundays ago. They was open. Like,
yeah,
nothing really going on. I'm not sure what this got me. What is the opinion on failures? I'm not sure what that means, but you think you can dig into that? I guess he talking about the failures of the what failures? I'm not sure what failures he mean, but you know. Okay, whatever. Something else somebody had 392s going in the Jeep JT or whatever they are called. That's my buddy. Say hello, man. Introduce yourself. I forgot to do all that. Say hello to my buddies out there.
So I'm Jimmy. I am co-owner of AllPar Garage. We're pretty much a high performance shop where we specialize in Gen 3 Hemi. So anything that's 5'7", 6'1", 6'4", 6'2". Anything that you want to do to go fast, that's pretty much what we handle in house. We don't do all the lights and all the strobes and stuff like that. Our focus is going to the track and trying to set some times.
I saw some footage of you and your gang at the track. I guess this is when Project Midnight was alive. He ran up against a couple of people. So there is such a track where everything is legal, where y'all can go out and actually set up.
Oh yeah. We just got back this weekend from an event up in North Carolina. So we sponsor a series, Mono Street Hemi Shootout, and so we try to make as many of them. It's just like a traveling series, kind of state to state thing.
Oh, that's
so we were up in North Carolina, up in Rockingham, and they got different classes. Not every, you're not going to have a 9-second car running the 12-second car, so everybody's classed up.
Oh yeah, that makes
that
sense.
way. Each class is competitive. So that way it really comes down to the driver. It comes down to you'd be surprised, man, how many people you'll have a faster car lose because they're trying to jump out so quick and they red light and they lose to somebody that they should have beat. So.
And a camera rolling somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Bad. That looks bad.
Carlos is always out there with the camera. We pretty much capture the whole event sometimes. But yeah, it's definitely for us. It's fun to be at the track because there it's legal. We don't got to worry about all the stuff dealing with the police and stuff like that. The street stuff is fun, but definitely you got to stay out of trouble. We keep it at the track.
Wow. I saw one piece of footage where a guy was want to know, like everything is precise there. Like you got like the light going down, red, green, green. I heard you telling him you got to jump out on the bottom light before the second bottom light.
So I mean, everybody's got to get their own rhythm because some people their reaction is a little bit slower than others. Right. So it's all, you got to see what works for you. Some people count, so they see, and it all depends on the tree. You got some of them where it'll light all 3 yellow lights, the sportsman tree. But if you're running a pro tree, all 3 yellow lights light up at once, and then you get the green light. So, each style, you got different strategies, and some people count it off. The events that we run pro tree, so you get the 2 little lights, and you get 3 lights in the middle light up, and then you get green. Some people, as soon as they stage up, both cars stage up, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, go, and they don't even look at the lights; they just count and go. So different people got different strategies.
How do you separate the class? I heard you mention that certain class. What is Project Midnight? He can't go up against or he shouldn't go up against a car his
So
size?
he would be, he would probably be like in a 12.5 index. So that means no car in that class is going to run faster than 12.5 seconds in the quarter.
Who determines that? What class you in?
Well, if you run faster than that, you disqualify yourself out of that class. So now you will have some faster cars that will run in slower classes to try to sandbag, that class. They'll sit there and try to pace themselves off of that car, and then they'll let off right at the end, and they just make sure that they're the first ones to cross.
That's cheating.
No, it's not cheating. It's strategy, man.
Oh my goodness, that is cheating. Man, I hate to put my man business out there. What's the latest on Project Midnight? I mean, you his doctor. What's going on?
Unfortunately, he lost Project Midnight. He had a little accident. I guess someone pulled out in front of him or something like that, and then him trying to avoid to run into him, he ended up jumping the median and like hitting oncoming traffic. Poor guy. Not only did he wreck his car, but he got the ticket too for jumping the median and trying to avoid the crash. So, yeah. So he's looking for his next project. So, we're kind of trying to help him out, trying to see what we can find.
What you think got his eye on?
I don't know, man.
300 gang gonna keep it 300 gang.
Have to, he might have to change his name. It won't be 300 gang anymore. I don't know. I guess y'all gonna have to tune into his channel to see. I don't know.
Man, the size of this guy is gonna have to be something equivalent to the size of a 300. This is a huge guy we talking about.
Right. It can't be no PT gang.
It can't be a Charger or anything like that. It's gonna have to be a. Plus, those are pretty much out of the circle, ain't it? Everything is the circle. Mopar circle now consists of demons and things like that, right?
No, I mean it depends. I mean, you had a lot. Demons are the big guys. They look at them like the big guys. The demons and the red eyes and the Hellcats, and then you got the smaller guys. The 5.7s and the 6.4s. At the end of the day, I mean, everybody look. No matter what kind of car you got, everybody wants to go fast.
Well, alrighty then. Okay, Project Midnight. Oh man, I almost cried watching that video. Man, he was pretty. I guess it's just like losing a family member. Are you ever gonna get into racing? You just behind the scene, or what's going on?
So I mean, right now, yeah, we got our shop car. We're getting together. We go out to the track a lot. And, before a lot of cars, depending on what we're doing to the car. So like if we're doing like a Hellcat or something, and we're getting it set up, we'll take it out to the track personally, run it out there, boom, make the run to show them like, this is what your car is capable of doing. We got a little bit more of the experience on knowing how to drive the car under those conditions.
Really?
You can't just give somebody a fast car and tell them to go to the track and they're going to be able to drive it. There's tricks on how to come off the line. There's tricks on how to accelerate it. You can't just get in and mash the gas and think you're going to run the best time. So we try to take it out there and show them like this is what your car is capable of. Now it's your job to go out there and practice and learn your car, learn how to drive it on the track, and then it takes time. It takes time for them to to really learn that. And, because if we just deliver them a car and then run slow, they're gonna look at us like, man, I just paid all this money and I'm only running these times. So we do spend a lot of time in the track, but we have we have a shop build we got going right now.
The time spent is to learn the car, or
so no, the time spent the time we spend at the track, like if we're driving right now, is us driving their cars before we deliver them, just to show them this is what your car can do. We can pretty much drive it to its max, showing how fast it can run. And if I give you a 900 horsepower car and tell you to go run it at the track, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to come spinning off the line and you're going to be running a horrible time. So at least you can't come back to me and say, hey, I'm only running this. Like I've already showed you, this is what your car is capable of. Now you have to practice on, driving that car. A lot of times when we go to the events right now, we've just been so busy on everybody else's car. We haven't had time to focus on our own personal build.
Oh.
We're probably not going to have our build ready for this season here, so we're probably working on the off season and have it ready for next season. So we go to the track, we go out there, we have a handful of cars, so we go out there, to support the event because we are a sponsor of the events.
Oh, that's what's
Majority
up.
of the time, and then the people that we go out there with, we go out there and offer support. You go to the track, things break. Sometimes the weather conditions are a little different, so we may have to change up the tune a little bit. There's a lot of variation, so we try to go out there and support our customers as much as we can.
You can do that on site, changing
Yeah,
up.
we do it, yeah, on site. I go out there with my laptop, and we go out there and log. We'll log the run so we can record. What the car is doing and see what's happening, and then make adjustments based off of that.
Oh, okay. How your dyno holding up? I heard those things.
That's holding up good. We had got that dyno, and man, we had that dyno for like maybe like 2-3 months, and then the first dyno we had, and it was only rated for 1,200 horsepower. We like outgrew that thing in like 2 months.
Well,
we had just poured that concrete, and then we dug it in the ground, put that concrete in, and we ripped that thing back out. And we got another dyno now, max horsepower 2,500. So it'll probably be a while before,
right?
We probably max that out there. Yeah, 2,500.
Holy good. So are you getting people coming in and get tested, or just
we get people. We get a lot of people in. Interestingly enough, we got the MG. I don't know if you're familiar with the MG cars. They're the little bitty midget cars, the British cars. No. So MGs, so it's a British car company, and all their cars are little bitty cars, little 2-seater cars. So we had a group of them. They want to come in and do a little dyno day. They just, I'm talking about these cars will probably make 70 horsepower, but they just, for them, it's it's the thing they want to do together as a group. And just kind of get their cars on there. They want to tinker with their carburetors a little bit, so we're setting up a day for them to be able to come in and do that. We set aside a dyno day for them.
Oh, you set aside a complete.
Yeah, everybody. So usually if we do something like that, like a dyno day, we either do it after hours, like on a Friday, or we'll set something up like on a Saturday. We'll do like 4 or 5 hour session like that. Because a lot of people are curious. You got a lot of people that like to work on their own cars, and they want to see what they did, what the results were. So
you ever thought about training? You ever thought do you have a YouTube channel as far as
I got a YouTube channel, but man, our editing skills, man, it takes not only does it take time, but you got to have that eye, you got to have that creative eye to kind of see how you kind of lay things out. If we do stuff on YouTube, it's just little snippets here and there, when we're at the track and whatnot.
Okay, so you're not recording any kind of repairs or anything like that?
No, man, I need to, man. We always say we do, man. It's like we finish something up, and you're like, man, that would have been good to take a video of. And at that point, we're done, and
this is my buddy Caper. What's a used 1,200 horsepower dyno cost these days?
So that Mustang, we had a Mustang MD250 was the model, and we ended up picking that Mustang up used for $8,000. We got it for a really good deal. So I would say in the range of 8 to 12 is probably what what you get, for 400 horsepower dyno.
Is it considered? Will it pay for itself over time, or is that the intention?
So I mean, it depends. It depends. I mean, for us, it definitely did, because whenever we had the dyno, we had to go to another facility. So, saving time from having to do that, something that I can do in house that takes me 30 minutes. I would have to go to another facility to do it. So 30 minutes, something that takes me 30 minutes ends up turning into something that takes 2.5, 3 hours. So it helps us be a lot more productive in the shop, having that dyno in house. Does it pay for itself? No, because I mean, we do 3 pulls for $80, and we may do that, I don't know, 2-3 times a day, just simple dyno pulls like that. It'll probably take a while for the dyno to pay itself off like that, but I just look at it as it saves us a lot of time from having to go anywhere. So
go to another facility to get
that there is worth its weight in gold for us,
Oh wow! All right, exhaust. I know a guy. His car is not souped up, but he want to make it sound souped up.
Uh-huh.
That is possible, right?
Yeah, so some people cut off the mufflers, some people would change the style of the muffler.
Without affecting emissions. Now, I wanted to.
Yeah, they don't affect emissions, So like the Chargers, for example, like the Chargers and Challengers, everybody does what they call that mid muffler delete, because on each side you have the first muffler that's right there under the gas tank, and then you have the resonator that's back in the bumper.
Right.
So a lot of people will cut off the middle muffler and they'll just straight pipe it there, and they'll leave the resonator in the back, and it'll make it louder.
You can get that sound that makes you sound.
Yeah.
I've seen some 3.6s sound. Dude, I was at the car show the other day. Last time I was at the car show, I saw some muscle cars out there with not much muscle, and these guys had their hood up like they wasn't ashamed.
Yeah, those 3.6 guys, man. They, like I said, everybody want to go fast. Sometimes people buy cars not knowing really that they're gonna want that. They just like, oh man, that Challenger's nice. They buy a Challenger, not realizing, oh man, I bought a little V6. Like I want to go faster, So a lot of times people, they get into wanting to go fast and into the horsepower stuff once they get into a car. But then at that point, you're already in it, So it's like you make do with what you got, So.
Yeah, he had his hood up. I was shocked he had his hood up because normally they don't have it. Cause it looked good outside, and I got plenty. I'm like, still couldn't believe it. I had my camera just filming. I started talking on it, man. Billy Blunt, man, you recognize this guy?
Billy Blunt. Yeah, man.
What's up, Billy? Look at him. He playing golf and everything. Billy living the good life. What's going on, Billy Blunt? It was a couple of guys. Chuck Scott. Just out of the woodwork. I guess they recognize the name JT on Facebook. Some of these guys are coming from Facebook. But so man, anything else you want to add, man? We appreciate you coming on, man. They've been like I say, the hot topic this week or this month. I don't know if you heard of Uncle, what's his name? Uncle some guy on YouTube. He's an old race car guy, used to race in the Mopar industry. And he's the one who did the controversial video with the Hemi. He tore it all apart, and he see this major flaw right here.
What was he saying? He was talking about
man. It take my man Dart to explain. I wouldn't visit the video, but he just got deep off into it. And some people say it was to accumulate interest and watch the video clicks and all that, and that worked because he got a lot of clicks and views. But some what does he think cause the camera? But some of it was controversial. Now, to a guy that's also do that, then yeah, they would think, oh, he's just full of crap. But to the regular guy, they just want to click and watch and yeah, he's awesome. He was a Mopar guy, so you got to understand he had some Uncle Tony. That's what I'm trying to say. He said the block was critically flawed. So according to Uncle Tony, the block, that's what I said.
So I see he, Darth here. He's saying what does he think the cam and lifter failures are? And yeah, there are also non-MDS. Sometimes the non-MDS lifters fail too, but percentage-wise, you get out of all the lifters that fail, I would say probably 95% of the lifters are the MDS lifters. 5% of the time are the non-MDS lifters.
But they all the same part number, the same part. You're just saying equipped with MDS.
No, so MDS and non-MDS are different lifters. So
they different set of lifters.
So the MDS lifters. So if you get, the MDS lifters are the ones where they deactivate. So they bleed off the oil pressure. So that way, when the lifter, so if you got the push rod and the lifter pushes up, it pushes up the push rod. But when it deactivates, the lifter still goes up, but the push rod doesn't move. So it's bleeding off the oil pressure. So the lifter's still riding on the cam load, but it's never pushed up the push rod because it's letting it bleed off. So I've never sat there and dissected, what actually happens during the MDS, but with it bleeding off like that, I would assume that, that there may be allowing, that oil bleed off, may be starving out those needle bearings that are inside, that roller that rides on the cam. Because a lot of times when the cam fails, it's because the roller locks up. Once that roller locks up, that's what starts, grinding away on the cam. It may be oil pressure issues. A lot of the 3.6s, they're saying a lot of the 3.6 issues are a lot of idle time. You know, you idle a lot, your oil pressures are lower. You know, your oil pressures are lower. You know, then it's not gonna move the oil like it needs to move it. You know, when we're at the dealership, I mean, how many times do we see taxi cabs and taxi cabs and police cars that were equipped with 3.6s and 5.7s, and probably 70% of the time they're just sitting there idling, they're idling, waiting around, just sitting with the AC on. That's my take on it. That's what I feel is, I'm pretty sure idle time is the biggest killer of them. The MDS ones, I think is that MDS where it bleeds off the oil pressure. But I've never, like I said, I've never sat there and dissected it and tried to really pinpoint what the exact issue was.
Okay. Well, I this is a question that I get a lot. What is the safe year to purchase a car equipped with a Hemi that you won't have? Is it the 18, the 9, the newers? I'm sure the newer models. I'm sure. But what's the cutoff date to all the problems, valve train problems, in that particular car?
I can't say that I've seen too many lifter failures on anything like 17s or newer.
17, that's the Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 3. What is that?
Hemi wise, I mean, so that's the second. I mean, it's still the second gen Hemi because your first gen was the pre VVT. The second gens are the VVT. But I mean, I've seen some 16s with lifter failures. I've seen some
16 models.
Yeah, I've seen some 16s with lifter failures. Not as much as the 12s and 13s and stuff like that, but I'm sure as mileage starts picking up on these things, I'm sure we'll start seeing a lot more of them.
So there is no sensitive spot. There is no soft spot.
I mean, every manufacturer's got lifter problems. You got in the Chevy world, you got LT cars that are having lifter problems.
Yes.
In the Ford world, their overhead cams, they're having rocker problems. So it's not just not a Mopar thing. I mean,
oh, that's what the word on the street is. Don't buy this. Don't buy. My brother called me with this question. What's the safe year to buy a 1500? I told him 18 or higher. So I mean, we're at 2020 right now. So you would think anything newer, they got rid of all the known problems. These ain't something that's not known. These are known problems. So you would think they would at least make an attempt to correct them. What is that attempt? What that attempt is, I don't know. So I just told him the soft spot is 18 or higher. So I guess he's gonna look at a 18 model 1500 with a Hemi in it. I don't know what else they putting in the 18. It's 3.6s in those too.
Yeah, they still got the 3.6s. So it's either the 3.6 or it's the Hemi.
Those are the only two options for 2018 1500.
Yeah, 1500. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's the only two options.
Wow. Oh, that's right. The 5.9 gone. All those old.
Yeah, the 5.9 been gone.
Yeah, all those other engines are gone. So that's his only choice. So he gonna go with the Hemi. I just told him that soft spot was 2018. Okay. Even the Chevys are eating cams. My man Shane Subaru. Okay, I thought it was just a Mopar Chrysler thing, but that seems to be getting all the press on YouTube. Every video out there that's related. If you search Google or type in tick on the search engine, all you're gonna see is a bunch of Pentastar, Mopar, Hemi.
Yeah, the Mopar stuff's gonna be the first on the list.
Oh my God, it looks so unflattering to the company, but they got to get a handle on this. So what do you think of the new stuff? I'm gonna wrap this up. The new stuff that's coming out. Like I say, the 2021 is slated to have the 6.4, the Durango I'm talking about, and the Wranglers.
The Hemi Durango. When they made the Trackhawk, they put the Hellcat engine in the Jeep and the Grand Cherokee. You could pretty much foresee that they were going to do it to the Durango too.
Are we seeing that stuff? I haven't seen none of that on the showroom.
The Trackhawks, yeah. I'm pretty. There was a Trackhawk. One or two Trackhawks up there.
Ricky probably PDI in them, and we have.
So then when the SRT Durango came out, I mean that pretty much set up the Hellcat Durango to come out. Now you got the 392 Jeep Wrangler that's going to come out. I'm almost positive that there's already aftermarket shops that have done the 392s, that have done the Hellcat engines in them. So I mean, a lot of times, car manufacturers, their concept cars are based off of things that have already been done. They do it to where it could be a lot more reliable. The Demon. I mean, when they did the Demon, they built off the Demon. A lot of the ideas they got from the Demons is stuff that they got off of people that are in the drag racing world. They took all the tricks and stuff that they were doing.
Wow.
Setting up line lock, setting up trans brake, stuff like that, and then integrating it into the car. I mean, that's they look at the aftermarket world.
I didn't think that was I didn't think they did. I didn't think they care. So they must keep an eye on
Yeah,
actually.
they know what's going on.
Well, you say that, but do they know that people are, like you say, if you buy the car, it's yours, but PCM disconnect or whatever the word you use, are they aware that that's going on? Or
oh yeah, they know. That's the only way you can modify these cars. So they know that's going on. Every year they come out, they try a different method of locking it, and it's like a cat and mouse game. It's like,
So I'm going backwards here. So we're done. We're not seeing any more Hemis with the valve seat dropping. That part of that phase is.
Yeah, that phase is long gone. Thank God.
That was an overheating thing, mostly, or
for the most part, yeah. I mean, so the problem was that the tolerance for the press fit was too loose. So the car didn't even have to overheat. It would just have to get to the higher end of the operating temperature, and the valve seat would just fall out, and then it would hang the valve open, and that piston come in and beat it up.
Because the head expand, or
it's aluminum head. So you got aluminum head and a steel valve seat. So the aluminum is going to expand a lot quicker than the valve seat is. So they don't expand at the same rate. So that's why the pressed fit is supposed to be a tighter fit, but it was too loose of a fit. So it would just get up to normal temp.
I thought it was overheating.
Yeah, normal temp on the 5.7 is like 212. If that thing got to like 214, 215, that thing's falling out.
That's crazy.
Lady V, I see Lady V in the back.
What is that? I just saw some food. Well, guys, that's my cue. Oh man, I see a plate sitting over here. Y'all see that healthy food? It's all about health around here, baby. I gotta stay young, man. I'm getting up there in age, man. How you feel, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm Asian. Asians, man, we last forever, man. We might get a little gray hairs, but we last forever, man.
I ain't got much gray hair. I mean, it's a couple of them there, but ain't no way around it. I guess you gotta age. So I'm gonna try to maintain through some good eating, I guess. Healthy eating, not so much good eating, but healthy eating. The fitness thing, I gotta stay on top of that. That was a 07, 08 ending. We need a real SUV. Anything else you wanna? Man, I appreciate you coming on. You got any outro stuff you want to talk about? Or
oh, man, I ain't got nothing else, man. The only thing I got, man,
how the kids doing? Wife doing? Everybody good?
Everybody good, man. Everybody good and healthy. Thank God. Like
that is what
we've been. Everybody's been worried over this. Man, this COVID stuff is crazy. It's like you don't know what to think really sometimes.
I mean, you got a handful. What schooling's gonna be like for your bunch?
They still got that up in the air. They don't know what. One week we going back to school, the next week we're not. So
wow, that is crazy. Well, man, like I said, appreciate you coming on, man. It was what they call that bring Jimmy back. So I figure I reach out to you, man, considering all the favors you owe me. So let you ride for a while.
What was that? Nah, man, I can't even remember the tip him and the PCM code. Who figured that out, JT?
I meant to tell you, we had a how training instructor guy. We got a training instructor that just converted to Valvoline guy. Yeah, so he's a Valvoline rep now. So he's on record of saying not to use the Valvoline fluid on the 9-speed ZFs or anything like that. So now it's in his best interest to sell the stuff.
Right.
So I'm waiting to catch him back at the shop alone. He was with his boss last time, so I ain't want to ask him about it. But it's gonna be for an interesting conversation. Dart Hemi, man, I appreciate you joining on. My man Caper was on. Shane Subaru, who was that? Caleb. You know Caleb Brady, don't you?
Oh yeah, I remember Caleb.
Caleb got a problem with his 300, man. Get with him later, I guess. Well, that's an 05. You don't go back that low, do you? I mean, how you big time? What's the year cutoff year? AllPar Garage? No PT cruises or anything.
Truthfully, like the oldest car we probably work on is like a 14. Like
14. That's not even
14.
old.
And truthfully, when we don't really do a lot. At this point, we don't really do a lot of repair stuff. Just because we stay so much on the modification side that we stay 2, 3, 4 weeks backed up. Sometimes
Wow.
a month. Yeah. So that's a good problem to have.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So PT cruiser can't roll up and say, put a timing belt on her.
We're not the kind of person. We're not the kind of shop where you can just roll up and get an oil change and kind of wait around on it. Pretty much everything we do is it's all appointment based. So
that's what's up. So let me say goodbye, David Hodge. Appreciate you joining on. Billy Blunt, appreciate you. Caper, this guy's garage. Dart Hemi, Jesse King, Chevrolet, Boji. A couple of guys. I recognize a bunch of these guys. Guys, get a video thumbs up before you leave. We about to wrap this up. Appreciate Jimmy Vaughn for jumping on board, man. What? Another 2 months from now, man, I'll probably be calling you back up. We got to the Hemi discussion will be going on forever. So
it's always gonna happen.
Ain't no way around it. So
maybe by then I'll work on finding out what really is is the problem.
Yeah, because everybody really wants your take, but there's no one real solution. There's no one. I mean, do you think engineers even know, and they just not telling, or everybody's speculating what's causing the failure? Everybody is entitled to an opinion. I agree with that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I didn't want to put you on record of stating your opinion because it could create some backlash. But I am aware that everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm also aware that there is no one set reason why the failure is happening. It's got to be a combination of things that's going on. I guess it's always open for discussion. So it leads to good discussion, I guess. We can look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have a nice synopsis on
You do that, and I guarantee you, my man Dart gonna hold you to that. He's gonna hold you to that, man. You gotta check out his videos too, man. You a YouTube guy, man?
Yeah, I get on YouTube every now and again, man. Man, when I get home, I stay so busy, still working on stuff from the shop, working on tunes and stuff like that. I handle a lot of remote tunes for other shops, and so I'm sending files back and forth. I'm working on stuff overnight. So, I get home, I play with the kids, I spend a lot of time with the wife. When they all go to sleep, I pull the laptop back out. I'm sitting there working some more.
Wow.
Every time when I get on YouTube, just to look, to see what's out there, what's different. Kind of get a little inspiration sometimes because you'll see some people, with different stuff. So I'll get on there sometimes just to see what's new.
All right. Well, what before we go, training? How you deal with that? You learn as you go, or you grasp as much as you can?
Yeah, I mean, you just, I've always been a learn as you go type of guy.
Right. Hands on.
I'm gonna act like I know, and then I'm gonna learn how to do it.
We haven't. The school shut down, I guess. So we haven't had training on it. But man, I appreciate you jumping on board, man. Thanks a lot. I'm up to 50 minutes. That's good timing. Thanks a lot, man. Say goodbye to everybody, and we're gonna wrap this up.
Always a pleasure, man.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks, Pete.